hope you enjoyed your 3-day weekend. I did, although I'm taking a little bit of time off my 3-day weekend to record this video for you guys. I want to show you an overview of your assignment for this week so you know what your deliverables are, and I want to just like take you again through how you navigate through Nearpod in case you missed it last week. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. This is week 9, COVID Classroom Redesign Part 1. So this is a 2-week project you guys are going to be working on to redesign a classroom to be socially distancing compliant with social distancing requirements. There we go. Okay, so if you look through here, you will scroll down, you can read about your assignment, click your Nearpod. Okay, so when you get to Nearpod, it's gonna load slower for me because of Zoom, and you wanna put in your name. This should pop up if you're logged into your Maker email, but make sure your name is in here and click Join Session. Then you use these blue arrows to navigate around. Here's a welcome letter telling you a little bit about what we're doing this week. Office hours, important note, they're only on Wednesday this week. Monday, they're canceled due to the 3-day weekend. If you need extra support or time, email me and we will find time to meet. Okay. Poll about whether or not you're going to office hours. Do that, hit submit. Here's your standards and your rubric for your content, your standards and your rubric for your core value. Okay, here's the overview of the project. This week you're doing Discover and Define. Discover is learning about social distancing guidance and reviewing some key geometry ideas about area and perimeter. So to do that, you're going to be reading an article or watching a video. That's your warm-up. And then you're going to be practicing area and perimeter skills in IXL. Defining is going to be evaluating the problem of social distancing in a classroom and thinking of ways to solve it. So for this, we have a practice question for you that's actually broken into 5 steps where you're going to create a model of the average New York City classroom, which I did a little research and found out the average New York City classroom is 600 square feet. So you're going to use that to create sort of like a model classroom. That you're going to submit on Google Classroom. You need to do it on a separate piece of paper. So just to reiterate, these are your deliverables. 1, answering all the questions on Nearpod. That's this slide deck. 2, 3 IXL skills. You do 15 minutes of the IXL skill or get a SMART score of 100. And to earn full credit and show mastery, you need to show at least you got a SMART score of 80 on each skill, okay? And then deliverable 3 is that average classroom practice question. The details are further in the slide deck, but you do that on a separate piece of paper and you submit it on Google Classroom. So here is just your warm-up. You can choose whether you watch a video, whether you read an article, or whether you look at a flyer. And then the other thing happening here is a community resource share. So if you go back to our Google Classroom, you'll see community resource share. This is just a collection of resources about social distancing. Brock and I got it started with different videos, different news articles, podcasts. If you want extra resources as you're thinking about this project, this is a good place to look. If you have resources about social distancing, especially in schools, send them to us and we'll add them to this resource list, and then people can look through what resources are helpful for you too. And these resources they're helpful like for this project, but also just like in existing in a world where we have to do social distancing. Okay, then back to the Nearpod. So if you have resources, email them to us, send them to us in the question in the Nearpod that asks for them. Then you have this matching activity. So you have to click the 2 that go together. So for instance, circumference of a circle is C equals 2 pi r. You do that for all of the terms here. Then you're gonna go on to IXL. IXL, your 3 skills you need to do are S2, S8, and S9. And I have some videos in the next 2 slides here. If you're struggling with S8, you're going to watch the first Khan Academy video, which is decomposing shapes to find area, add. If you're struggling with S9, watch the second Khan Academy video, which is decomposing shapes to find area, subtract. So these are videos not required, but if you're struggling to get your SMART score above 80 for either of these skills, watch those videos, okay? So here's the videos for you on those topics. Then after IXL, which if you need your IXL login, email me. You're going to self-assess your mastery level. Then you get to your last thing, which is your average classroom practice question. So this is basically asking you, what would a classroom look like in terms of the floor plan if we had to comply with social distancing guidance, knowing that the average classroom is 600 square feet. Take out a piece of paper and follow all the steps that come in these next slides. So step 1 is to draw a model of the classroom. You choose the shape, rectangle, square, whatever it is, but you have to show, label the sides, how it would be 600 square feet. So think about how you calculate area of whatever shape it is. Make sure your classroom is 600 square feet. Step 2, separately, so maybe take another piece of paper, you're going to draw a model of a person with enough space around them to comply with social distancing guidance. So think about what shape you want around a person to be at least 6 feet away from all other people. Step 3, you're going to calculate how many square feet each person will occupy. So that model of the person is going to help you figure out how many square feet does each person need. Step 4, use the model of the person and the model of the classroom that you just made to calculate how many people will fit in the 600 square foot classroom at one time while maintaining proper social distancing. So we made a note here because I want you to think not just about how many people could you cram in, but what makes sense in terms of safety, or if somebody has to leave to go to the bathroom, do they have a path that maintains social distancing? So think through all the things that happen in a classroom and how much space you want to give people for themselves. And then step 5 is going to be write a paragraph explaining your model and justifying why you made the choices you did. If you jam as many people as possible in there, say why you're doing that. If you only put a few people in and give them a lot of space, explain why you're doing that. Does it maximize safety? Does it maximize space for people to move around? Does it maximize people per room? Just justify why you're doing what you're doing in one paragraph. And you submit all of that on Google Classroom, then you are done for the week. If you have any questions, email me. You guys got this. I'm excited to see your models of classrooms.